After a long work week tied in with a hectic school schedule, has anyone ever wished that they made as much money as a professional athlete? I know I have. Now there's a big debate going on, that these guys are overpaid out there making millions. There's a debate that they're not. Whether you're watching a regular Sunday night football game or the Major League World Series, one question eventually is going to cross your mind: why do these guys make that much money just for playing a game? Something we all grew up doing. So today I'm gonna go over a few things that might help justify why they make that much money. They, one of the big problems that people have is, people, military service members, police officers put their lives on the line and make what I think the average salary for a cop starting out is $31,000 a year, and for a E3 in the Marines is $15,000, just over $15,000, and they can be going from their families for up to like 10 months at a time. NFL players, they're making more than a marginal difference in pay than this. It's a lot more than just something small. But they're also always going from their families, and they also suffer substantial bodily damage. A lot of people don't see. The league minimum for an NFL player is $435,000. For the practice squad, the minimum is $300,000 a year. That's just practicing. That's a lot of money. So you also got to understand the damage these guys suffer. At last, I can use myself as a visual aid. I was a Division III athlete with D1 prospects. In the military, I paid for some of my surgeries, but I have about $8,000 in one shoulder. You can imagine, and that's after I was playing ball. So these guys, imagine them doing this for 12, 15 years. The damage that's going to occur that they're going to need to pay for. It said, according to CallsHelper.com, the average knee replacement surgery for someone without insurance is between $35,000 and $40,000. Not to mention the life-threatening complications of CTE. According to BrainInjury.com, the average force needed to give someone brain damage is around 50 Gs. Or in easier to understand terms, being hit with a 13-pound bowling ball traveling at 20 miles an hour. Whereas football players can be subjected to hits up to 200 Gs when hit. And wearing a helmet, protects some of that, but still, 200 Gs is a lot of force to take on the brain. Now that we went over some of the reasons why they make this money, let's go over a few solutions to ensure a decrease in their overall profit and how you can make just as much money as they do. If you don't want them to make that much money, stop watching the games. They only get paid that much because we watch the games, we buy their merchandise. This is one of those things, we support them. And I understand they're out there and they do a civil service. They keep the population distracted. They keep everybody looking at something else, and I could definitely understand why they do it. Another point, if you're mad about them making that much money, be as talented as they are. You gotta understand, how much that these guys train. Be as dedicated as them. They were waking up from the age of 10, 12 years old, running two-a-days from 4 o'clock in the morning till midnight. You know what I mean? They've worked hard to be where they're at, and a lot of people don't realize how hard it is to be in the NFL. As an American-born citizen, it's actually you have a better chance of becoming the president of the United States of America than making it into the NFL. That's hard to believe, but it's true. So in conclusion, we've seen, what some of these athletes endure and go through, and some of the good justifications as to why they're paid this much. If the next time you're watching a game, if you catch yourself complaining about the money they make, I hope you think about what their bodies endure for the rest of their lives, what their families go through, never seeing them, and with the brain damage, what their families are going to occur, and a lot of them die at a very young age from it. Maybe you just understand how hard they work and what they put into to make that money.